I'm Illinois. Welcome to the video. It's award time for the Big Ten. So let's take a look. Now, this is selected by the coaches, the first team. You see it there. Illinois, well represented with two players, well deserving. Look at the second team. We see that. Three Michigan players on the second team. Then we have the third team. Honorable mention. We have Trent Frazier from Illinois. And then the all freshman team. Purdue with two players, Illinois with Andre. Um, I think he's going to be really good for them. All defensive team, we got Trent Frazier from Illinois. Take a look at those. Player of the year, Luca. I'm going to disagree with this selection, and I'll prove it to you why. Defensive player of the year, we have Daryl. Freshman of the year, Hunter. Sixth man of the year, Andre Curbelo from Illinois. Coach of the year, Juwan Howard. I disagree with that, and I'll prove it to you why. Then we look at the media. This is the first team for the media. We see how things are different. Still two Illini on the first team. Kofi Cockburn and Io Desumu. Hunter gets in there on the first team for the media. Then we got the second team. Take a look at that. Then we have the third team. Shout out to Ron Harper Jr. His dad played for my Chicago Bulls, so shout out to him. Honorable mention Trent Frazier from Illinois. See the rest. And we see player of the year, freshman of the year, coach of the year the same. And Trent Frazier could have made the third team if he would have been more offensive minded. He just focused on defense because of Io and Kofi. But in my opinion, he could have been a little more aggressive offensively and got onto that third team. So that's what the media and coaches say. So we're going to look at Luca. Look at the numbers 23-8. That's really good. One assist. Io 20, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. So just going by the numbers, Luca gets 3 more points. Luca gets 2 more rebounds, and Io gets 4 more assists. So as far as the stats, can we not agree that both players have Player of the Year stats? We can agree on that, right? So the stats are Player of the Year, so that's pretty much equal. Now you might favor Io based on his assist to go with it, but he is a guard. Now, we can also look at who has the better team. Obviously, Illinois has a better roster. So Io has more help, right? No doubt about that. We can agree. So Luca has to do more for his team because they're not as talented as Illinois' roster. So we can agree on that. So if you stop right there, if you stopped right there and said, okay, the stats, both of them very good stats, but Illinois has a better team, so Luca has to do more. So I'm gonna give it to Luca. All right, that makes sense. But I'm gonna throw in something for you. This man right here, Io DeSumo, has been insanely clutch, insanely big shot taker, big shot maker. Now this is undeniable. So much so that, in my opinion, this catapults him right there to Player of the Year status. This man has made so many big shots. He's been so clutch. And I don't care if you're the biggest Iowa Hawkeye fan in the world, you have to admit that Io has been insanely clutch and has made plenty of big shots. He's the most clutch player in college basketball. Now, once again, you cannot deny this. This is a fact. So, in my opinion, when you take in the numbers, when you take in the success of the teams, and when you take in the fact that Io was so clutch, you have to have co-players of the year, Luca and Io. But if it is impossible to have a co-player of the year, then in my opinion, the question is, do you value Luca more because his team is less talented than Illinois, or do you value more Io being the most clutch player in college basketball? Me personally, what would I rather have? The less talented roster or the man who's the most clutch? Give me the clutch guy. So if there can only be one, it's Io DeSumo as player of the year, the most clutch player in college basketball. That's not a debate. If you can't admit that, you're lying. So that's why if there can only be one, it's Io DeSumo as player of the year. But in my opinion, it should be co. Luca and Io should be co player of the year. Now, as far as coach of the year, once again, co. What about my man? You mean to tell me that Illinois head coach Brad Underwood doesn't deserve coach of the year also? Once again, Juwan Howard and Brad Underwood, co-coaches of the year. But if you can only give it to one coach, then we got to split those hairs. We got to say, okay, whose team, was expected to do more? Whose team played very well? So obviously, Illinois' team was expected to do what they're doing. Michigan's team wasn't expected that. So Michigan, that was not expected. So that favors Jawan Howard. How good the teams were, they both are going to get a number one seed. So that pretty much is equal. So if you can only give it to one coach, then go ahead, give it to Jawan Howard because he has the advantage of, his team wasn't expected to do anything like this. See, I'm an Illinois fan, and did you hear what I said? You see, I'm not biased. I call it like it is. So that's the one thing about me. I love the Illini, but I'm here to give it to you straight. All right. But if there can be coach of the year, co-coaches, you got to put Brad Underwood in there, in my opinion. So anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments what do you think. So yeah, overall, I'm excited for Big Ten basketball. I think they're going to do big things in the tournament, but I do expect the Fighting Illini to win it all. And as an Illini fan, that's my hope, that's my dream. And I'm sure if you're a Hawkeye fan, you feel the same. You're hoping your Hawkeyes can do it. If you're a Michigan fan, you're hoping the same. Michigan State, Ohio State, Rutgers, Penn State, Purdue, Wisconsin. I mean, every Big Ten team is hoping for the same, and so are the fans. But there can only be one, and it's going to be the Fighting Illini. All right, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and let's go ahead and end it.